I'm an optometrist. I've been practicing for 20 years. I work here at the Alaska Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and I do low vision evaluation. We try to find devices to help them see better or even just function better with just activities of daily living.
So Dr. Tessa is amazing. Having that level of empathy, that level of understanding is critical, I think, to the confidence of people who are suffering vision impairment to be able to use those tools effectively.
I've been here since, I believe, 2009, and we do 2 low vision clinics every month, and we also do a low vision clinic down in the valley as well.
I am the only person working for the Alaska Center for the Blind in the Mat-Su Valley, so it's very challenging, it's very rewarding, and I've learned a ton. And then twice a month we hold these social groups where I bring in educational speakers, and because there's such a huge need, unmet need out here. I mostly deal with seniors, but I deal with anyone from 18 through 90, I think, is my oldest client.
It's going to be all of us one day that we experience some type of visual impairment in our life.
There's a lot of different kinds of expertise represented amongst the staff, where people like Bonnie Lucas, who really has that ability to provide services to clients on a experienced basis, who really has walked that walk and understands what they're going through, who knows what it's like not to be able to see the world around them. Nikki provides an amazing array of services in rural areas of the state, places where these services aren't normally provided. And one of the great things about the Centre for the Blind is it really does have a statewide reach. It provides services from the North Slope to the southeast to Western Alaska.
I carry a lot of luggage. It is luggage intensive, and I lug those with me along with my backpack. Try to get a hold of what kind of individuals I might be seeing when I get to the destination. What are the primary needs? Are there crafters? What kind of crafting do people enjoy? What might some of the trials and tribulations be that they're going through? Because we're not a commission for the blind, we're not a state agency, we are a private nonprofit. We don't go out and advertise. Rural Alaska, they typically don't know that we exist. And so there's a lot of collaboration with local entities to let them know that we exist, that we're here for them, and that even though they live off the road system, we can still be available to them. That's what our rural grant is for. So even if it's just a little difference, even if it's just a small amount, you made a difference in somebody's life, that's an amazing feeling.
The centre meets the needs of about 300 people per year, which is really a pretty high volume when you think about just the need in the community that exists and that can't be provided easily elsewhere in Alaska.
My position is teaching individuals that are visually impaired and blind to learn how to be safe in a home or outside environment. I've never really worked with blind or visually impaired individuals until I took this position, and there's a lot to it. My eyes have been opened. What the center means. It's a community. It's a place where we feel like family. You know, just like every family, we have our ups and downs, but we also come together when there's a need and there's not a problem, that we can't work collectively as a community to problem solve. So.
I've been working at this center now for 4 years. My job at the center, I do the low vision clinics, and what that entails is 2 Tuesdays a month, I work with a client after they've received their low vision exam from Dr. Tasso. And we try and figure out what type of low vision devices would be useful for them that will allow them to continue to remain more independent or do the activities they used to like to do and maybe can't do them anymore because they can't see. And some of the devices we offer allow them to be able to participate in life more. So for instance, with Ruth, she lives in the Pioneer Home, and people may think, oh, well, if she lives in the Pioneer Home, then she wouldn't have to do anything for herself. But that's not what it's about. She said she can no longer read the newspaper, and by showing her some of the magnifiers I did today, she was able to read the newspaper. So it's one less thing staff or volunteers would have to, come in and read to her, or she can just, do that on her own.
I came to join the board partly because of my very strong personal connection with the mission of the organisation. Both of my parents suffered severe vision impairment in their later years, and so I really have a great degree of empathy with the work of the centre and of the impact that the work of the centre has on the lives of people. It fills a role that almost no other organisation in this state fills in the healthcare spectrum. But really a lot of the gap that is needed by our clients to be covered is raised by donations from the community. And the board plays a key role in helping build those connections from donors, from foundations, from individual community organisations. And I'm really delighted to be part of that group.
Independence. I would say that's the number one thing that we do, is we allow people to be independent.